I even have, let me see. There we go. There we go. So hello, sketchbook heroes, and welcome to Wrap to Draw, the step-by-step approach to help you observe and draw anything you see. My name is Eladio, and I'm excited to be part of your journey. Today, we're going to be introducing Wrap to Draw, what it is. Wrap actually breaks down what you see into parts. And the first part is R, which is ratios, and that's basically the height compared to the width. Everything you see is made up of shapes. So I don't have that PowerPoint right now, but everything's made up of shapes. And that's why you see artists getting their materials. This is a brush, and they go from here to here. You see them kind of like doing this thing with their thumb and moving things around. They're looking for ratios, they're looking for angles, and they're looking for proportions. Wrap. So, but it's never been put together that way. And that's what it's about. All right, so we're going to be looking at ratios today. If you look at our ratio test, we have a ratio test. If you're ready for that, that's here. And this is what it looks like. Basically, you just copy these shapes, and you want to look at the height compared to the width, and just copy them. And there's a way to test that, to test your accuracy, which I'll show later. Later today. If you have some time, you can do that. Today we'll be drawing trees, and the trees are here. When you do draw wrap, you want to draw, or we're blocking in. You're looking at the big stuff first, and you're going from big to small. And you're looking at ratios. Oh, I have my sketchbook here, and I did this before. So you want to, especially when you're brand new, you want to simplify things. You want to simplify what you see. So you want to take your point of view. If you click here on point of view, it takes you to your point of view. Looking at things when they're straight actually helps simplify what you're trying to draw until you get to angles and get a little more complex. So here's my ratios. There we go. So here's an example of what this would look like. Let me stop sharing that. You can see this, and I took these objects from a shelf view, like they were on a shelf. And I'm focusing on the height compared to the width. Like this marker here, you can see how wide it is compared to how tall. That's the first thing you want to do. The first thing you want to do is look at the object and take your pen, say how tall it is, how wide it is compared to how tall, and get that ratio, and just practice that. If you're brand new to drawing, this is what you want to do. Just notice the height to the width, and you don't even have to have a pen or pencil. You can actually do it, just by visually looking around. Okay, is that a circle? Is that a square? Is it, how wide is it? How tall is it? Right? Noticing the height compared to the width. What is the ratio? And that'll help you improve your drawing. That's the tip of the day. All right, so we're going to get into drawing trees. Let me share my screen again so I can show you where it's at. I can put it in the chat as well if you're on our website. It is here. I don't know if the tree person is here. Somebody asked to draw trees. There was a request. There's more. This is actually from a while back. These here are birds. We drew birds. Those turned out really well. I think those turned out really well. If you'd like to draw the birds, feel free to draw the birds. But together today we'll be drawing an oak tree, a wisteria tree, and a daylily is what we'll be doing today. All right, that's where we're at. And welcome 7:02. Perfect timing. So first thing to do is finding the right picture. Here's the oak tree search. When I click on that, it takes me to the search. And I was looking for just the right tree, especially when you're first starting. I really liked this tree here. Where is it at? Just some of these branches. This one here, this is the one I really liked. I think it'd be a little of a challenge. Actually, no, it's good. Even if it's off, it's not like a face. If it's off, nobody's going to tell, hey, that's not, it's not this tree. But I think the tree that we are aiming for is this one, this oak tree. Yeah, here it is. If you click on it from our website, that's what we're going to be drawing first. And then we'll be drawing the wisteria and then the daylily. I should print it out. All right, so we should have printed out ahead of time. So we'll be drawing that. Let me get you the link in the chat. Copy. If you don't have access to the website, let's see. Chat. And again, feel free to draw anything you'd like. You don't have to draw the tree. The trees we're just going to be doing together all of, for the next few minutes. So let's get some paper. Stop screen share. There we go. Again, we draw from big to small. So we want to look at what's the big part. Don't worry about the leaves. You want to see the big part. Don't get lost in the leaves. Print. There we go. All right. Yeah, ready to go? Ready to go. Let me zoom in a little more. All right, so here's our tree. The form or shape is very basic. I would even almost say it's really close to half a circle. Move this out of the way. Here we go. I just folded it. Drop pretty big. Let's see. Maximize. All right. So draw really lightly. I am using a pen. You can feel free to use anything you'd like, but if you are starting off new, it's good to start off with a pen because it forces you not to erase and it forces you to practice your drawing, not your erasing. So it's this almost mushroom kind of shape. I'm noticing the height and the width, it is wider than it is taller. And then we have the thickness, and this is proportions already, the thickness of the trunk compared to the tree. It's about there. It's about that big. And that's I think that's a good shape. That's about it. Now from here, you would have to almost squint your eyes to see the patterns of light and dark. There's this big dark area here. There's this other area here. There's almost a shape here. So if you squint your eyes, that really helps in seeing, in blending things together. So I'm seeing this shape that kind of goes there. These are the mid-sized shapes now. So you will go from the big shapes blocking in, and there's a definition. I saw a definition online this week for blocking in. And it helps set, I can already imagine what this drawing is going to look like, how it's going to fit on my paper without, getting, if I were to do the drawing and invest all the time, and then all of a sudden my tree doesn't fit on my paper, that is a problem I've run across many times. So this actually helps solve that problem. You just sketch it out really lightly, where it's going to go, how it's going to fit, and then start breaking it down into the other parts. Let's see these parts here, how it's going to fit. There's another little light area here, all this dark area. This is all dark. And, I would say there's one shape here, another shape here. And then this is also broken down. Somebody had this problem last week with even though you see this shape, there is quite a bit of variance. Like here, it totally comes in. It comes in. It's almost like static, or what the person did last week. They made all their lines like really right across that and almost emphasized the shape too much. Once you have the shape, you got to see how it kind of breaks the shape. There's that there. You can exaggerate that too. This whole dark area in there. I think that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing it out. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or if you want me to repeat anything. After my recording, I'm like, oh, I wrote a script today, if you noticed. It was a little smoother. I had a lot of ums last week. I was like, and I usually do that. So I'm gonna be scripting out what I'm gonna say at least a little more. Yeah, this has a lot of leaves, really small. I mean, I'm just trying to get the feel of it, feel of those leaves in there, really filling it out. You don't have to do all the leaves. So would be some shading. What you want to see is the those dark shapes. They're patterns of dark and light. This would be great for watercolor. Yeah, see, this is a whole dark area in here. I'm just scribbling it in. When you're first learning to draw, so you don't want to worry about the shading so much. You want to focus on the shapes, because you'll be able to draw more. Like here, I would probably say, okay, it'd be better to draw the tree again or draw another tree than do the shading. And that way you get more practice in on the drawing. To focus on. Plus, it's a little more work to shade with a pen. This is where one of my favorite drawing tools, the grease pencil, would come in, or charcoal. Charcoal, you can get a lot of quick shade. The charcoal's messier, a lot messier than my grease pencil. I would use my grease pencil in class, and the teacher couldn't tell the difference between that and charcoal. I'm using circular shapes. Just almost scribbling it in. How detailed you want to get is up to you. Let's probably spend, oh, my clock, it's not working. Let's probably spend about 5 minutes. We'll go for 5 more minutes, and then we'll go to the next tree. See how much I can get for the next 5 minutes. The mighty walnut. It's one of the trees that they've been planting here at a place called Ascot Hills by my house. Some of the natural non-invasive plants. That's actually some of the paintings I want to do when I get back from my little mini vacation next week. Start my painting. Been working on other projects around the house projects. I think I'll be ready to paint next week after I get back. So you won't see that for 2 weeks. Won't see that work. This is a really dark edge. And I want to repeat, squint your eyes to kind of see the lights, the patterns of dark and light. I'm just scribbling now. Yeah, the person that wanted the trees didn't make it today. It's all good. We'll take requests for next week if you'd like. I want to build a library of drawings that we do and put them on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel now. So for Sketchbook Hero, All our sketchbook hero videos will go there. Tonight's video will go there tonight. So it'll be there tomorrow. We lost a lot of people. There was a lot of ums last week. So this part is the shadow. So it's pretty dark. And then there's a branch that branches out. Trying to get the major stuff. Here, my last 2 minutes, so I don't get stuck without the major things. A little bit of a shadow underneath. I'm just doing hatching. It's just a hatch. It's dark in here. It's very dark in here. Yeah, plus my tree's pretty big. It's almost, I would say it's 8.5 by 11, so it's almost 8 inches. I would probably say 7. I'm just going to scribble the rest of these leaves. Trying to emphasize a little bit area of the darks. A little bit closer where it's lighter, keeping it a little bit more open. That's right. Last week we had our first ever feedback screenshot. I think that was pretty good. I heard this quote this week. It was really good. You want to be like a turtle. You want to have that hard shell because, you know, everybody has critics, you know, are everywhere. Sometimes we're our own hardest critic too. But you want to have that hard shell and then have that, still don't forget that soft underside or inside. And then still be willing to stick your head out, take a risk, take a chance. So be that mighty turtle. Slowly but surely. That was one of my mottos that got me through a lot of stuff. Didn't matter how long, because I was in it for the long game. Sometimes it took me a while to get things. Slowly but surely. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. By the yard, it's hard. So you break things down, break it down. Oh, we went 2 minutes over. All right. I think that's pretty good. All right. I went 2 minutes over. I wasn't watching the time. It's getting off of my turtles, and inch by inch, it's a cinch. All right, so there's our tree. Let's go to the other one. The other tree is very similar. Let's see, where's it at? You can continue working on yours. go to the website. We'll just open a new one. All right, the wisteria tree. So I'll put the link in the chat. It's also on our website. This one's very similar, but it clumps a little bit more like grapes. Let me make it smaller. Let's put it in the chat. All right, Kathy, thanks for joining us. Sorry you have to go. She's not here anymore. All right, here we go. All right, there it is. There's our treat that we're drawing next. Here it is, the wisteria. Very similar, but this one you can see definitely the shapes are a little more not, here it's obvious. You can almost see a circle shape here with a little bit of it, like a moon cut out of it. Here, the shapes are a little more abstract, a little more complex, which makes this one a little bit harder. So that's why I kind of did this one second. And then we're going to end with our flower. So this is going to be very similar. We'll spend about 10 minutes on this one, 720. And then the last one we'll spend about 15 minutes. I'll draw this one a little smaller, draw it a little faster. It's very similar. Here we go. Probably try to get it to be almost the same size. It's good to kind of have your drawing and your picture side by side. You can kind of see big old clump right here, there, here's another clump. Then there's that shape there, the shape here. The birds were really good to draw. It's really wide. And here's the branch. This is where you get into proportions, how big something is compared to something else. How big this branch is, there's an angle to it. Gets a little bit thinner as it comes down. There's a lot of grass around. Put this down. That's good. I'm getting the same thing, these shapes that are inside it. And there's a lot. I was trying to find the right picture for this one too. This one was a tough one to find a good picture. But, you can't get lost in the leaves, but you want to see the big shapes first. That's pretty good, the big shapes. The height, the width, how it fits on my paper. This is all kind of like the planning, doing it lightly. If you need to erase, you can erase. But when you're doing a sketch, just doing it really quick. You're not worrying about if you make a mistake. Just looking on, observing. drawing what you see. And then going to the next one, next one. It's always what's next. If you're doing a portrait, okay, which one's next? You can draw it again. Who are you drawing next? The more you practice, the more you progress. Oh, this branch looks like it's getting thinner as it comes down, but it's actually, there's grass in front of it. That's why it looks thinner. The grass is light. Getting the feel of that trunk. Not really dark. Very dark shape. It's a bit of a branch that kind of comes out here. Another branch, a lot of little branches that aren't really seen too well. Leave those alone. All right, now for the leaves, and then we're done. The big job. Really trying to capture the feel of it is, it's really interesting. These are like grapes. They kind of look almost like bunch of grapes. This picture's a lot smaller. Again, also squint your eyes so you can see the lights and the darks. This is perfect to see where the lights and the darks are. So we'll go, oh, we're doing good on time on this one. Go for about 6 minutes, 6 more minutes, 6 minutes on this tree, and then we'll get to the flower. And this is good practice to see your proportions, see how the shapes fit, how all the parts fit. It's like a puzzle. So when you do get to draw faces, you know, your proportions are better. You have that practice. Struggling is good. It's not fun all the time. And that's why, you know, I try to help break things down to make it a little bit easier. But, you know, sometimes you want to struggle and struggle until you get it. It's like, okay, it's not turning out the way I wanted to. And you want to keep at it. And then when you get it, you actually cherish it more, you value it more. Because you know the work that you did to get there. Sometimes when it's so easy, it comes easy, or you know, like, wait a minute, you know, you don't value it. Or if you do come across a problem, it's like, oh, I can't. You give up too quickly. People give up too quickly when just the solution is just like, you know, a couple of strokes away. A lot of times that happens. And like, oh, he's struggling with something. That's why grit, persistence, patience, all that's really important. And practice, seeing the puzzle, taking a step back sometimes, thinking about how can you break it down? What are you struggling with? Just relax. This is probably relaxing because you don't have to worry about too much, just scribbling in leaves for the next 3 minutes. I'm going left to right. If you're left-handed, you might want to go right to left, but it doesn't really matter. The left to right helps because then you don't put your hand on your work. If I'm going from right to left, I would draw here and then put my hand on my work. So thinking about what comes first, second, does make a difference sometimes, or a lot of times actually. One more minute. Darken the lights. Yeah, this flower is going to be nice. The lily. It's actually the name of my granddaughter. Yeah, my sons, both of them, made me a grandfather this last year. The same month. And the little picture I showed you, her name was Violet. And the other granddaughter, her name is Lily, born last October. They're growing so fast. Get to know your materials, struggle with it for a while, like pens. And then after that, you can switch to a different material. Each material have its pros and cons. And that's time. That's my second tree. A little more grass, ground it a little bit, I think, as I look at it. All right, let's go to the lily. Let's see. That link as well. Daylily. It's a daylily. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, how's everybody doing out there? Hope you're doing well. If you need to take a break, pace yourself. There's the lily. Pace yourself, pace yourself. The more you practice, the more you progress. You can see my little heads. I'll take a little head break. I actually printed them out at different scales. So just experimenting, playing with the machine. Let's see. The car as well. So you can see. Let's see. It's the art of the camera. It makes a difference too. You can really see the shadows and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm thinking about putting a kit together and let's see. It's just an idea. Too many ideas. All right, we have our lily. This is what the lily looks like. Well, actually looks better on the screen. This is a little picture. I'll just have it next to me. And this is our final drawing for the night. We made it. What's going on? A little blurry. If I can focus it. Focus. Just not focus. Oh. All right, so they look really complex, and they are, but they're really three circles. So if you see those three circles, how they relate to each other, the proportions, these two are just about the same size. This one's a little smaller. So I'm going to start off with this one here, start it up here, and just sketch it in, block it in. I can see, okay, there's that flower is going to go there. This flower is going to go next to it. And this flower is going to go here. Again, we're starting from big to small. See, now I'm trying to see how these three look together. The angles, I can actually see an angle from here to here, here to here, and there to there, that triangle. Trying to see the really big shapes, actually. But just there's three circles. And that's what you want to do. Oh, there's a circle. Now the mid-tone, the mid shapes. There's a really good, I'll show it afterwards if I remember. Somebody remind me about rocks. There's this, the challenge was to put these rocks into a jar. But if you put the little stuff first, it really makes put the big stuff in afterwards. That's why you want to put the big stuff first. And that has to do with time also, because then the little stuff, you can fit it in. It's the same way here. You start with the big stuff first, and then go into the smaller stuff. When I first started drawing, I drew detailed, and I'll get lost in the detail. But my drawings would be all out of proportion. This helps. It's a little more work, but once you learn how to do it, it doesn't take that long to kind of just block things in. Boom, boom. So there's that. The leaves. This next one, I see this shape here. It's almost like 2 or 3 leaves in here. So they're leaf here, kind of triangular shape. Shape down here. That's good. So next, the last lily. You want to see these shapes here. These medium-sized shapes also have axis lines. See the angle of that axis line, how it fits inside the big circle. It comes in. This would be nice to do a watercolor. So yeah, practicing flowers, practicing still lifes, even practicing hands before you get to faces. Some of you are taking on those challenges, doing the faces. That's great. It takes practice. Okay, so I'll show the rock video, and I'll also show this other video at the end of today if you want to stick around. The rock video, yeah, it's like 5 minutes long, but I'll fast forward it. And then there's this other artist who draws hyper real. hyper real artists, like super real. And then there's another one. I think it's her. I'm not sure if it's the same video. Talks about practice. Those are the big shapes. Let's get the stamen inside, some of the detail. Oh. Very light shading, but I wouldn't worry about the shading so much. Just throw a little bit of shading here. The stamens. Go for about 6 more minutes. We're doing really well on time today. These would be fun to watercolor. Some of the grass in the background, just throw it in. A little bit of shading to make them pop. These flowers pop because the background is dark. So I'm gonna just do a quick shade in the background as well. Good practice for just creating lines. Just the hatch. And the grass is just patterns of dark and light, dark and light. Grass in the background. Shading some of that. Trying to make my flowers pop a little bit. Yeah, it's all about, doing your best. Don't worry about perfection. I heard perfection is the enemy of good. And good enough is the enemy of great. I heard both of those quotes this week. And it's true. It's true. Both are true. Good enough is the enemy of great. Because sometimes you want to, okay, wait a minute, you can do better. But perfection sometimes, and that's that balance. You want to find that balance. Oh, it's not perfect. Oh, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look. And that's where, you know, that's where you need to, okay, perfection is the enemy of good. Okay, that's good. But sometimes, you know, good is, I don't know if it's, what was that second quote? I don't know what good is not the enemy. The good is, you can't say enemy, but they didn't say enemy when I heard the quote. Good is the enemy of great. That's it. Oh yeah, 2 minutes early. Just continue. Details, a little observing, a little scribbling. I'm really just scribbling. That's the best way to do it, to do your sketching, is to scribble. Don't worry about what it's looking like. Just trying to record what you see. Get lost in the drawing. Ooh, I think it should have been closer together. Yeah. Well, there's a big space right here, my negative space. I'm looking at it. I lost that a little bit. That's all right. All right. Sign your work. If you like your work, sign it. I don't sign a lot of my work. It's like, all right, we're done for the day. If you'd like to share, if you'd like to see the videos, or if you want to keep drawing, you can keep drawing. Let me see if gallery view, there we go. Raise your hand if you'd like to share. If you want me to do a screenshot, you can say, hey, we can do a screenshot, and at the end we can give you some critique. But if you'd like, if you don't, it's not. But good practice this week. Good practice. Look for those ratios. Just even, you know, waiting in line somewhere, look for ratios, look for shapes. All right, we have some hands up. Start with Regina. Let's see what you got.
Hi, Nadia.
Hello.
You're helping break it down.
Yeah. Sweet.
Wow. Wow. It's
Beautiful.
I can see it's a wisteria. Absolutely. Yeah. So good.
Are you upside down, Eladia?
I might. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm in the upside down.
Okay. Thanks for breaking it down. That was really useful because a lot of times I do feel really overwhelmed when I have just all these leaves.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, and that's how you should do all your drawings. Kind of like, okay, here's a big block it in real quick, and then you run out of time. That's okay. It's a sketchbook, especially you're sketching. You know, you're just building your skill.
I like watching you make
Yes.
circles and ovals. That's helpful.
Thank you for sharing. All right, Lise, let's see what you got. Let's see.
Okay, this is the first one.
Wow.
And then there's a wisteria. I have a wisteria, but it's more of a vine. It's not a tree. So.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I don't know.
And then the lilies.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Really cool.
Very nice.
Good time.
Some applause. What did I was thinking of, like, I give you a superhero, a sketchbook hero clapping. I don't know. I was just going through my head earlier. But great, fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Your walnut tree like really fills the page. It's like very nice. It's very bold.
It was a cool shot.
Yeah.
Yelena.
Yeah.
What you
I'm
got?
ready for the shot.
There you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Very nice. Very nice. It's easy to get lost in the trees and the leaves.
And today I decided I did not allow me to get the pencil, only the pen.
Oh, you use the pen?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a pen?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it was a pencil.
Pen. Regular pen.
I can see different values. That's really good. I can see a mid-tone and a dark tone. Did you squint your eyes when you did it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that helps. It
Yeah.
helps kind of see the shapes.
I
Fantastic.
I have a question. You
Uh-huh.
always start to do with the darkest part, correct?
No, no, no. Actually, sometimes I build up. I build up.
Yes,
If
after doing the shape.
it's better to build up, but sometimes when I see something that's really dark, okay, I just get the dark in there, and then build up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks
And
like
sometimes you can go too dark, and then you have to go back and erase. So, but if it's really
okay,
dark, yeah.
okay. And there is
Your the lilies.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, nice.
that's
Okay, thank you for sharing.
that's my thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anybody else? Love the sketches. Wonderful sketches, Regina. They're great. Elise, good things in the chat. Good. I'm glad you guys are reading and using the chat. Okay, so that's it. I think if anybody else would like to share, that would be great. If not, focus on your ratios. Let's try to draw the big shapes. Focus on the big shapes. Don't get lost in the detail. You know, don't get lost in the detail. You can't, which is easy to do. Especially trees, a lot of detail. All right, so I want to go ahead and show if nobody else is gonna.
I have a question.
Yes.
Question. And you said you asking request, my request. Can you help me to draw the rocks?
Rocks?
Rocks, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Like for my terrarium back, I tried to do it, you know, but it did not well.
Yeah,
Did not
so
well.
rocks you just form. We'll get into some rocks next week.
Yeah,
And-
rocks or rocket wall, you know, like it's natural.
Yeah, natural. Okay, sure. We'll get some rocks.
Okay,
Take
thank
your
you.
request.
Yeah.
We'll be rocking out next week.
Yeah.
I'll take any other requests too. We can draw anything else. Throw it in the chat, or if you want to email me or however.
Mhm.
Take requests. Okay.
Thank
Love to draw rocks. That's awesome. We'll be rocking next week. All right, let me share my screen. Let me see. There's 3 videos I wanted to talk about. Oh, the hyperreal one. Hyperreal. Let me see. Where was that at? If you have to leave, thank you for coming, joining us today. I really appreciate you coming out and helping
you
me.
so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see. Review. Oh, this is actually something I wanted to share. And this is where the height and the width is really important. This illusion, Shepherd's table illusion, and noticing the height and the width. So if you look at the height and the width of these tables, you might think that they are different. One's thinner and one's wider, but they are actually exactly the same. Amaya, how have you been? Oh my gosh.
Oh, hi, I'm sorry.
For what? Don't be sorry. A blast from the past.
Well, I'm just really mad myself, you know.
Why? Don't be mad.
Yeah.
My favorite quote is from Maya Angelou: do the best you can until you know better, and then when you know better, do better. You know, sometimes we take steps back. You were doing, I remember your circles. I'm like, I hope it wasn't something I said, because you were getting off really off on the shapes and stuff. Going really well.
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome, good to see you. I was like, I looked over and I saw you. I was like, hey, we moved our step Thursday. Wow, you haven't been here for a while, but it's all good.
Oh, what time on Thursday?
Yeah, we're on Thursdays now.
Oh, what time?
Same time. So we start at 6:30
Okay.
and chat until 7. And then at 7 is our lesson, 7 for 10 minutes, our 10-minute lesson. And then we draw for the rest of the period, rest of the time, and share at the end. All right, let's take a look. So yeah, these are actually the same size. These tables are the same size. And it actually explains it. If we go back to our website here, this illusion, go to wiki. There it is. This is and it was actually created by him, Roger Shepherd. shepherd's tables. And this is ratios, the height to the width. Sometimes you can be fooled. That's why it takes some practice. Even after you know that they're the same. Let me see. I'll see if I can find shepherd's table. Because this one doesn't show you that it's spun. Shepherd's table. There it is. Shepherd's table. Let's see if there's a video. The illusion. Oh, no. There it is. Yeah, but you'll have to trust me that they're the same. And the other one, other illusions are right here. The Muller-Lyer illusion. That's, you might have seen this one. These lines, some lines look longer, some look shorter, but they are actually the same length. They are the same length. So we're looking at height and width observation. It's these little things that they add to it that make it, add to the illusion. This one's actually even more. It's still the same Muller-Lyer illusion, but it's done with circles. There, that one. Yeah, these two lines are exactly the same. This one looks smaller and this one looks bigger, but they're the same. It's what it is in context. That's why context is really important, and understanding the context. Same thing happens with color. When you put two different colors together, it affects. And when you're shading too, your values. Sometimes white is not white. It's because of the values around it are darker. And here's an explanation that explains the Muller-Lyer illusion. And that's on our website. Okay, so I did want to show, I have my notes. Let me see, it was on one of these I mentioned. I know where it's at actually. It's on my other website. There, bring tools. It's on, let's see. Here's a habit. Oh yeah, drawing habit. How to create an art habit. The important thing is to do sketching tips now. Where's that down? Let's see. Here it is. This is it. Yeah. So this is Eddie Portraits, and she talks about this is it. She does realistic. I don't get the full screen here, but it was a TikTok. Not that TikTok. Here we go. Let's play it. Well, hold on. Let me stop sharing and share again. Make sure my sound is on. There we go. Not playing. The video thumbnail are minimized. Shit, there it is. Where's my sound here? Oh no, she doesn't talk about it. But you can see her working. You can get this real. It does take, I think this is in this video, she talks about practice. That's why I kind of saved it. It is possible to get to that level of work, but you're gonna have to want it. It does take T portraits. No. That must have been another video. Yeah, she's the hyper real one, and she talks about practice. Yes, that's it. All right, we're getting really close to 8 o'clock. So if you'd like to stick around, I don't know if we want to draw something else. We can draw something else.
How long it takes to draw this?
Yeah, it takes a while. Yeah, it takes a while to draw something like that.
Wow.
Eladia,
Yes.
I think I at least wanted to share a sketch.
Oh, okay.
That'd be great.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to get your input. Thanks. I didn't know it was a portrait that I did, and I wasn't sure in regards to like between the hair and facial hair, like trying to and especially like around the mouth, like if you have any suggestions.
Yeah, you want me to screenshot that?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, screenshot. Your screenshot of the day.
Okay.
All right, got it. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. Wow, they hear the fur. Let me see. Let me open up Photoshop. All right.
Wow. It's beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It was from is it from San Francisco Urban Sketchers? On Tuesday nights they have these bluegrass musicians, and you can do the spotlights and switch over, and they're still moving, so sometimes I might have to do a screenshot because then they'll like stop or like go away. And so, so this one he's very it's just some of the things that when you're his name is Dave, he's so intense on some of his facials and stuff. I was like, oh, I think I got a good one. So that's why. But again, the facial hair is so hard.
I cannot believe this level.
No.
For me, it's hard everything.
No.
Wow. I see the character. It's how it is.
Yeah, and then like the wrinkles on the face, especially his forehead, there were so many, but then I didn't want to overdo it because of and then you don't want to age them. So
Right.
it's like that fine line.
Yeah, it sure is.
So good.
Thanks.
Because it's really good. I think and I have my thing here. Let me see. One, I think really even just because it's really good. I think just trying to capture some of the shading and squinting your eyes. It's almost like the tree problem we had today, where you would shade and then even go back. Don't be afraid to go back with an eraser and kind of bring up highlights.
Yeah, that's what I had kind of done, but then I maybe need to get a more of a fine eraser at the end, because then it ends up taking spots where I don't want to erase. So
Right. Let me see if I can have this tool here. Let me plug it in, see if I can get it to work. I have another Wacom tablet too. I just came across, but I never used it on this computer. Oh yeah, it's working. Look at that. Control zoom. So what I want. The opacity's down. Yeah, this is perfect. Let me bring the opacity even further down. Doesn't, I don't know if it has. Yeah. So how much time do you get to do on these?
well, in the session, it's like an hour-long session, and you can focus specifically on one person or random. Like sometimes I one night I actually got like 13 because I was just being really quick. But then there's a few that I think now seems like I'm doing about 3. So taking more time, which I'm not sure if that's good, but this one I was just like, oh, I really want to get this one.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I would have classes where we would do drawings. They would give us 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 1 minute drawings, 5-minute drawings. So they would change. They would change. My little sister, 12 years old, asking if she could also join the class. Yes, she may. She can join the class. Yeah, so time is really up to you. I mean, the more you practice, the more you see, okay, I'm going to spend more time here. I'm feeling because his head kind of turns this way, just the structure, I think would probably be a little bit more here. And even the ear, and I would probably just shading it back a little bit to
Okay.
bring this head. Oh, you know what I could have done? Oh, you know, I should have done that on another layer. So you could see the before and after. So let me see. Oh, I know what I can do here. Let me see. Let me Control C. Control Z. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. You can see, yeah, because then here you can already start seeing what I've done here before and after, just adding a little bit because this side.
That's
Now,
cool.
yeah. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Oh, pen. I'm not used to this. Let me zoom in. I'm losing some of the texture, some of the pixelation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically trying to capture the texture. And you're right. You know, what do you choose to like for wrinkles and stuff? Trying to, and I think squinting would help a lot. I think squinting, when you squint, but the eyes are deep. Yeah, that's really captured the eyes and the nose. Really nice with a little bit of a reflected light under the nose. Very nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think just adding, not being afraid to add the texture for the you know. Let's see. And adding a little bit of texture in here probably would be. Let's go a little bit darker. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just add a little more. This is really good.
It is a pencil.
This I
Yeah.
am. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really like this. I like the highlight that's in here. That highlight in there.
Yeah, very, very.
This is nice.
Yeah, the light was hitting it. It's kind of cool. It's just some of the musicians, some have really good lighting and some, oh my goodness, it's really hard to see. So
Yeah, this is not the right brush. Let's see. Oops.
yeah, and his bottom lip was really, you could see that was it. And there was like a little bit more of a one of the highlights. And it's like I didn't know if I wanted to get it a little bit darker, but then it just, you lose it otherwise.
Yeah, no, it's easy to lose too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this brush is not cooperating. Let me see. There's a smudge tool. No, it's not working. I think it's. Yeah, no, it'd be easier with a pencil. These tools aren't. I've gotten used to, what I've gotten used to is the Procreate on my tablet. That's what it was. But here, let me see if I can smooth some of this out. You're hitting all the spots. I think just getting some of that texture in there. Let me see if I can do it with
Okay.
this pencil, this brush here.
Just that fine line of when I'm supposed to stop, otherwise going too far.
Yeah, I think squinting really helps.
Squinting is the best. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, squinting, that'll help you focus on it. Here, let me just try to do a little more on it. Let's see.
Yeah, because his beard has like between like the dark spots, and then he has some gray in there. So it was, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause squinting will help simplify, and you'll see what stands out. And like same thing with all these wrinkles here too. You'll see what's the important wrinkles, you know, and really start seeing the form, and you know, because it's flat, and how much time you're putting into it too.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see. Okay.
Oh yeah, that looks much better on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going a little bit darker in here. And then and it's adding texture too, because the brush I'm using is has a light opacity, 26%. But yeah, here you can add a little more texture. And I'm going a little bit darker too. Loose. I'm trying to keep the nose. And actually, I can actually go in here lighter now too with the and to give it a little bit more form too, you can push it.
Yeah, that really does. It brings it out. It pops more.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can go before.
Especially like around, like on the temple, that the darkness on the one side, really, yeah.
Righty. Yeah, but you captured him. You captured him. A really good job. He was holding a
Thank you.
guitar. Yeah, here.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't get to the guitar because I was working on it.
That's all good. It reminds me of the Grateful Dead.
Oh, yeah.
You got the yeah, capturing texture, and then seeing that's definitely that's the next level, because your proportions look really good. I think just that the ear, checking the ear, and
Yeah, the ear was, it's kind of, you could kind of see it and you can kind of not. So it was,
yeah,
yeah.
even shading it out. But I think just back in here, there's a little more space, a little more.
Or too much. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the 3/4 view.
Right. We're working on 3/4, and the other class, portrait class, we worked on doing profiles. Oh my Lord. So
Yeah, profiles I think are a little easier than a 3/4 view. Yeah, 3/4 are tough. The ear I think would be right in there.
okay. That light, yeah.
Yeah, now let's see. Go a little bit darker. I use the eraser. It's a really big eraser. But yeah, it's, oh, I know why. On my brush, it's a really sharp edge. Yeah, the hardness is really hard. Let's go on that.
That's such a cool program.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Hopefully, yeah. Well, it's just seeing the lights and darks. Squinting your eyes is going to help. I think that would be your biggest tip.
Is
And
it okay
then-
if I take a screenshot of that really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Make it smaller.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let me see. There. I don't know if you want that one.
Here's a bag. Oh, cool.
Okay. All right. If there's any other questions or any other something else we can do, like us to do. Maya's back. We're down to 5 people. Maybe we'll call it a day today. Next week will probably be I don't know, I'll be back from my vacation, but the week after that, I think we can really go into something, I think a little more for those of you who stick around, do the hardcore heroes. We'll think about maybe going really into drawing something long term. So in 2 weeks. Not let me stop. Oops.
So the website is now rap to draw.com.
There's two. So wrap to draw will take you to the front page. Wrap to draw will take you to the front page, which doesn't really have much. But you want to go to Sketchbook Hero. Sketchbook Hero is the one with sketchbookhero.com is the one where the lessons are.
Okay.
All right, is that? So I guess we're gonna call it a night, and thank you for showing up, and hope we'll see everybody next week.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.